Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our 191 Virtual Academy K-5 Open House. We are so excited to have you here and to be able to share information with you about our incredible school. During the course of the presentation, please feel free to ask questions. You can either raise your hand or go ahead and just use that chat box and type your questions into the chat. We'll answer them as we go, and then at the end of the session, we'll also have time for some more questions. So we'll introduce ourselves. I'm Angie Pohl, and I'm the principal of our virtual academy. I'll let each of the teachers introduce themselves.
I'm Tanya Putman, and I am the kindergarten and first grade teacher. Welcome.
I'm Ashley Graving. I teach first and second grade math, and I'm the kindergarten through fifth grade learning specialist. Thanks for coming tonight, everybody.
And my name is Karenza Cooper, and I'm our second and third grade teacher.
And my name is Jessica Davidson, and I am lucky enough to have the fourth and fifth graders.
And during our evening tonight, we may also have our cultural liaisons joining us, Ramo Omar and Cynthia Ruiz. And they are great resources if you have questions or if you need some support in Somali or in Spanish. I would definitely encourage you to reach out to our cultural liaisons.
Our agenda for tonight is to talk about our 191 Virtual Academy, including the 191 pathways, our student experience, the services that we offer, how to enroll your student in our program, and we'll have time at the end for some questions. Many of you registered ahead of time and were able to submit questions online. Some of the submitted questions that we're hoping to answer today are listed on the slide. So information about our kindergarten program, as well as first, second, third, fourth, and fifth grade. If you have further questions on that or on any of these things at the end or at any time during the presentation, don't hesitate to drop them in the chat box. And if you're watching us on the replay, you can absolutely send us an email or call our office and we can get those questions answered for you. We'll also talk about the ins and outs of the 191 Virtual Academy, if technology is provided, how you might transition your child into our program, if we have class every day, what are our schedules like, things like that. If we're free or subscription based, we're free if you're in Minnesota. What platforms are used, and we'll talk a little bit about placement and our pacing, if this could be an option for your first grader or for your any grader, and what are any of the benefits or detriments to enrolling your child in this program. So what is the 191 Virtual Academy? We are a permanent long-term school in the District 191, Burnsville-Eagan-Savage. However, we exist virtually instead of in a school building. We are open to all students in grades K through 12 in our school district and across the state of Minnesota. So no matter where you are in Minnesota, you can enroll in the 191 Virtual Academy for free. It's just called open enrollment then. Our curriculum is designed and taught by our 191 staff to state and district standards, and we follow the pacing that our in-person counterparts at our schools follow. Our teaching and learning happens 100% virtually, synchronously or asynchronously, through our learning management systems of Seesaw and Schoology. We use Seesaw in our kindergarten through third grade classes and Schoology for our fourth and up classes. However, we do offer some in-person events and field trips throughout the year, and we'll talk a little bit about that as the night goes on. So why online school? As you can see on the screen, we have learning options and choices for our students. We were originally created during the pandemic, but we've continued on because we found that there was a need for an online school in our community and throughout the state. We also found that many of our students who are with us thrive in an online setting. The 191 Virtual Academy is now a permanent schooling option for students throughout the state of Minnesota who learn better through the online model. We utilize our district curriculum, which has been adapted by our award-winning 191 Virtual Academy teachers to work in an online setting. And our virtual academy follows our district's pathways model also. Now Mrs. Putman is going to talk a little bit more about why you might choose our online school for your child.
So there are some points that make our virtual academy unique and we think different than other virtual programs in the state. We have multi-age classrooms in groups of kindergarten and first grade, second and third grade together, and fourth and fifth grade together. We have live whole group and small group lessons and meetings every day for the kids. So the kids are broken up into small groups for their individual needs, and then we do whole group for literacy and math and writing and phonics. And also they have specialists, which is Phi-Ed, music, art, or digital learning. We focus on the whole child. The students connect socially and develop social skills as well as academics. We find that our kids are making friends with each other. They know each other's names. They talk to each other. They want to play in little breakout rooms, and so they're getting to know each other also. It's an individualized learning experience, which we focus on what the kids need, and we go from there. So we're lucky that we are a K-5 school because we have I have one of my first graders who's reading at a very high level. So he goes with some of the older kids for his reading group. So those are some of the things we can do just because we are a school that services K-5. Teachers communicate often and are easy to reach by phone, text, email, or message. We also have office hours every day that you can just pop in and ask a question, or your child can pop in and ask a question if they need help with anything. We have field trips and family get-togethers. We went to the zoo. We've gone to the park. We're going to the landscape arboretum this March. We do a family picnic. We also do virtual field trips. We just visited the International Wolf Center virtually the other day or today for 4th and 5th grade. And award-winning teaching staff. Last spring, the teachers in Virtual Academy were awarded the District Community of Excellence Award for innovation. So we're pretty proud of that.
So what does success look like for your child here at Virtual Academy? Students need to be active and attentive and attend daily. So each day they'll have their morning meeting that starts at 9 o'clock. They'll see their schedule for their day and their live classes as well as their independent or asynchronous learning for the day. They're self-motivated, disciplined so that they're ready and can click on those links as needed. Of course, that's age dependent. We understand at the start as we transition and things, parental help or an adult or a special person, as we call them, can help click on those links and help them get their day started. Problem solvers, there are technical issues that students sometimes, or a noise or something, students are able to self-manage that. As a matter of fact, today I had a student that's camera was blinking today. Another student goes, "Oh, I got you." Popped them into a breakout room together. They fixed each other's she fixed his camera and they popped back into class. She's like, "Yeah, I got it." So it's really fun how they can problem solve for each other as well. Effective communicators, we communicate in our live sessions, communicate via Seesaw, via email, via chat box. There's so many fun ways that students get to have their voice heard. And then managing our time. And so we talk a lot about that and teach them those skills that are lifelong learning skills for themselves. Our technology and materials will definitely be provided to you. We provide Chromebooks to all of our students that are active in our virtual academy. They receive headphones, and due to a fabulous grant from Ms. Davidson, they all have their mice that they have as well. They have pickups throughout the year. So throughout the year, the teachers get together and we add different materials. So we might be having a fun science unit that is coming into play. So we provide them the science materials that they'll need to be able to have that hands-on experience at home as we work through the problem solving and the documentation and the data collections together as a class. So students will pick up supplies throughout the year. We have a penguin party that's coming up. So students got a special invitation and are picking up their supplies so that we can have a fun family and classroom and school party with our penguins. We do have technical support that is available. So they have a phone number that can be contacted, a email, a ticket system, as well as their peers in their classrooms. I'll tell you, these kids are very handy. We have access to school libraries, both virtual libraries. We use Raz Kids, Epic, PebbleGo, Macinvia, but we also have a library access for our students to be able to use library books right from our school. So they can come check out with our educational assistant and secretary and come back with us and bring their books back and forth as well. Ooh, I lost my place. All right. Our pathways in elementary. Burnsville is a pathways program. So we have, and being a virtual academy student, our students are already sparking that curiosity and that creative growth within our digital learning access. So we do have a video here that Dr. Pohl will play that talks a little bit more specifically about what 191 provides as educational pathways.
Pathways model is really based on the foundation of equity, access, and rigor.
This type of excitement that we see when students engage in experiential learning, it helps them belong, it helps them connect, it gives their learning purpose. Elementary education using the Pathways model is very vibrant. It's hands-on, it's dynamic, it's all about connections and broad experiences.
Students experience a wide array of opportunities, including advanced learning, band and orchestra, digital learning, enhanced makerspaces, visual arts, performing arts, health and well-being, and entrepreneurship. With so many varied educational experiences from the start of their journey, Pathways help students identify their strengths and begin to contemplate how their current learning might connect with future aspirations. The greatest benefits in the Pathways model for students is the opportunity to try new and different things, to explore arts, music, science, engineering, coding, mathematics, writing. All of those areas are things that tend to be built into the regular curriculum, but Pathways model calls them out and allows students to extend those experiences in different ways. All students have the opportunity to participate and are not left out of any of those explorations. One of the things that we're very excited about is the opportunity for students, every student, to explore multiple musical instruments in grade 5.
It helps students get to know themselves, it helps them understand why they're learning, what they're learning, and how it's going to help them in other areas of life.
The Pathways model is really the opportunity for students to have an articulated journey from preschool all the way through high school that leads them to those decisions about what they want to do when they grow up.
It's a way to help students see how they're going to connect with the world once they are out of school.
Elementary pathways provide the first sparks of wonder for young learners. Middle school pathways fuel students' academic exploration. High school pathways prepare students to blaze their own path.
Students will be affirmed for who they are, they will be seen and known, and we have tangible ways that we will help develop that student into the person they're supposed to be every step of the way.
These opportunities fall right into what we're doing in our classroom, and opportunities for students to explore our community and our learning together as a school, as well as our community in Burnsville that welcomes them in to try these things. They'll have these opportunities with our specialists, which we'll talk about in a little bit, as well as our classroom teachers. We all provide different things that connect to our 191 Pathways vision.
I would like to talk a little bit about your students' experience, what a typical day looks like in Virtual Academy. So your child will attend a morning meeting. This is a morning check-in with the whole group where we focus on social emotional learning and building our community. Then your student will work on literacy and writing, phonics and math. We'll have a time that's called WIN, What I Need time. And this is where we have targeted interventions and enrichment for each child, depending on what they need. We also do small reading groups and additional meetings as needed. For example, special education or multi-language learners might need a little bit more support or extra small groups. We do hands-on science activities and social studies. And then there's also an independent work time every day. So K through 3 uses Seesaw activities, and 4th and 5th grade, we use Schoology. We also have independent reading time and adaptive computer programs and learning platforms to help individualize that learning and make it meaningful for each child. We also have recess rooms, so students have time to talk and play with their friends in a supervised and safe setting. Another thing that makes our program unique is that we have live specialists daily. So your child will have art, bi-ed, digital learning, and music each day.
One big part of your child's day in Virtual Academy, as well as in any school, is literacy and learning how to read and write on their own. So our literacy curriculum includes making meaning, being a reader, and being a writer, which are all from the Center for the Collaborative Classroom. During making meaning, students listen to read alouds and think about and discuss the book, as well as answer questions about the text. Students also learn new vocabulary words every week. During being a reader, students participate in a whole class short mini lesson focused on a skill or concept the teacher wants students to begin to apply to their reading or sound work. Students work in small groups with the teacher to develop sound and phonics skills, learn sight words, and apply skills while reading books. During being a writer, students participate in writing mini lessons and writing time. In addition to our collaborative classroom curriculum, we recently adopted the Haggerty Phonics and Phonemic Awareness curriculum for our kindergarten through 3rd grade classrooms. This program sets the foundation for lifelong reading skills, including phonemic awareness skills, phonics, sight words, and handwriting.
And of course, we get to jump into our math curriculum. Our math curriculum is Math Expressions. Math Expressions allows for some fun hands-on learning. It's engaging. We have our puzzled penguin that comes to visit on a regular basis to help us with our learning as well. It's independent, but at the same time, students work quite often and together to come up with ideas in creative ways. A big part of this curriculum asks our students, how do you know that answer? What can you tell me more about that? So this extra practice, we have different resources that students can use. We use different platforms above and beyond our math expressions. Students do get to have conversations around math. They have activities within their Seesaw or Schoology, as well as making sure they're connecting with outside practice with math facts, math skills, and that math talk, utilizing that language at home and in their daily discussions in the classrooms. We are Minnesota State Standard based, so our curriculum falls in line with what the standards are expressing. Students get active participation with trying new methods. So instead of just saying what's 2 times 8, we have about 5 different ways that we can show what 2 times 8 is in a given moment. So students can say what strategy they're using, why that strategy works for them, and how their brain connects that. That then connects to the 4th grade learning that they're doing. How does that extend? And then the 5th grade learning. So it continues to grow as we go.
So we also have a social emotional curriculum that we follow each week. It is called Second Step, and we talk about the growth mindset, goal setting, controlling distractions, With the kindergartners and first graders, we say stay focused. If you feel like you're getting off task and feel like you see something else, say stay focused. You can do it. If things get hard, you can do it. Emotion management, empathy and kindness, and problem solving. Our literacy curriculum also has a social emotional focus where the students collaborate with each other, monitor their own behavior, and make responsible decisions. And we talk a lot about what did you do that was following the rules? What could you have done better? We really think of ourselves as a school family. Kids know the names of the others. They create friendships and relationships with the teachers and other students. And this is especially really great in our school because I have the kindergartners when they're in first grade too. So we each get the kids for 2 years. So we really establish a strong connection with them and really know their needs and what their learning styles are. And we get together enough with all the teachers where all the teachers know all the kids. So it's really, really fun.
So our school is a positive behavior intervention support school, a PBIS school. And what that means is that we have an evidence-based 3-tier support framework to make sure that our students are receiving everything they need to be successful. We start out with our tier 1, where we have clear expectations for students, and we provide a matrix. So our mascot is Sparky, and so we have Spark as our matrix. We practice safety, participation, achievement, responsibility, and kindness. We have school-wide incentives and spirit activity days. We have a weekly newscast featuring a Spark Student of the Week. And we also have a check-in, check-out program for extra support when those students need it. One of our goals is to partner with families. This is really at the heart of our community, our learning community, and our families we're very, very connected with. We have regular communication. We provide peaks of the week, newsletters. We communicate by Seesaw messages. Also, a band app provides text messaging. I can text message back and forth with parents as needed. We have office hours where students and family can come and get more support or ask questions. We, of course, have family teacher conferences. We also have cultural liaisons that are there to support. And we love our family events where we get to all get together and build that community.
Speaking of building that community through some fun activities, we do have a lot of exciting things planned for our in-person field trips. Some things that we do is that are connected to our Pathways program, such as attending the Minnesota Institute of Arts, watching different band presentations, things that connect to that. But we also go a little above and beyond that. This week we have the desert coming to Minnesota from our plant mobiles. So we get to bring a little, although it must be already bringing the heat because it's awfully warm here. But we're going to bring a little warmth into Minnesota by learning about the desert plants and how the desert connects and the ecosystems there. We also get an opportunity to build those communities, learning about how students learned and lived in the past. We have the Energy and You show, which connected directly to our science curriculum and our science standards, where we got to watch things and how energy works and explodes. And it was quite exciting, quite loud, but a lot of fun. We also have virtual opportunities as well. So anytime we have an in-person experience, we also provide a virtual experience for our students. Today we had a visit from the Wolf Center from Ely, Minnesota. We have the Minneapolis Institute of Art virtual. We have scientists that come and speak to our students, authors that have come and visited us and spoken about their books and how they connect to the classroom. So many great opportunities. But I think a favorite of the school is our family bingo time. Whenever we can play a good game of bingo, it's always a good time. We have many services and the support opportunities. We've talked about our multilingual learners and having cultural liaisons that can connect directly with your families. We have multilanguage learning teachers that connect with your students throughout your day to provide educational opportunities. We also have advanced learning specialists, students that are ready for a little something above what we're doing in the classroom. They meet with our advanced learning specialists virtually throughout our district. We have special education teachers that are connected to our building, to our school and our setting. And so they work with their students and follow their expected IEPs. Our intervention services, we have the Minnesota Reading Corps, which is a fantastic program that works with our students one-on-one, supporting reading fluency, as well as our What I Need sessions. Mrs. G is our interventionist, and she works with small groups throughout her day to make sure that students are learning at the level that they need within a small environment. No matter what grade level they are, we connect them to what their best learning environment is. We have a nurse that can connect with you as needed, and a social worker that reaches out with any needs that arise within your family. We have mental health support services that are private and can be accessed online.
So if you are interested in enrolling in our virtual academy, you enroll at www.isd191.org/enroll. It is in Somali, Spanish, and English. And if you have questions or need support enrolling, you can contact the Enrollment Center at 952-707-4180.
All right, now we're going to answer some common questions that you might have. For example, who can enroll? 191 Virtual Academy is a comprehensive K-12 public school open to all students in Minnesota. There is no cost to attend, and all of your technology devices and the instructional supplies are provided. Are classes live, online, or flexible? The answer is both. Elementary students will have online sessions throughout their day, and they will also have some time to complete independent assignments as it works for them. As they get into the middle and high school, then it becomes more flexible and asynchronous. We follow the pacing guide built by our district curriculum team, and our curriculum mirrors what's taught in our in-person schools, but we have adapted it for an online format to make it interactive and fun. Our K-3 students use Seesaw for their online work, and 4 through 5 use Schoology. We also have other programs that we use, and there's so many, but just a few are Pear Deck, Kami, Google Slides, Google Docs. We have all sorts of things, Kahoot, and we try and make learning fun and have a variety of experiences that help build on their base of, both technology and being able to show what they know. So how is 191 different than other online options? We have live instruction that's taught by award-winning teachers throughout your day in both whole group and small group settings. The District 191 curriculum is adapted to fit the online learning experience. Students have access to the 191 Pathways experiences along with in-person clubs and activities. There are hands-on instructional supplies provided several times a year to provide those hands-on fun activities. Specialist classes are taught live: art, music, Phy-Ed, and technology. Students also have access to live and virtual field trip opportunities. What if my child's not a typical learner? What supports are available? Well, if you have an advanced student, the advanced learning specialists provide accelerated and enrichment services. So they'll meet in a small group and be provided extra enrichment activities. Students and families who have access to support services such as special education, multi-language specialists, social workers, and cultural liaisons as needed. We also have learning specialists that provide intervention support in both reading and math. Our instruction is differentiated and small group instruction is provided as necessary. And of course, we have teachers that are available during office hours to help support students and families daily.
You're muted, Mrs. Cooper.
And that is something that happens often. The ins and outs of Virtual Academy. Our K-5 program is fully online, and it's an education option. We do teach live sessions daily, and we do take attendance. Students are expected to attend their live sessions and be actively participating with that spark expectation. Right? And so we have a lot of fun in our classes. We engage in conversation. Students are using their communication skills, their thinking skills to ask innovative questions and answer each other's questions as well. We do receive that what I need, as mentioned prior. So students are regularly assessed and their data is looked at by our team of teachers to ensure that your students are getting what they need and how they can proceed with their day and their learning to continue to make the growth that we know they can make. When you join a virtual academy, we have onboarding options for your student. So we recommend, though, that your student or your scholar is working with a special person at home to start their time off with us. We are an elementary school, so we expect our students needing a little bit of support as we continue to work our way through. But I will tell you, my second graders know what classes they're going to, when they're going, what their expectations are, and they know how to find help when they need it. So they eventually start to be able to work very independently throughout their day to help get what they need to be successful. But we have that constant communication with families because we partner with you to ensure that your scholar is getting exactly what they need. So we may reach out and say, hey, can you help your scholar get back online? Or there's a technical issue, or hey, what can I do to help you get your reading done for the day? Anything along those lines, we're here to help support your child.
So I know we've shared a lot of information with you, and we've tried to answer the questions that you shared with us ahead of time. We're here right now to answer more questions. We'd love to hear them from you. You can also learn more online by going to our Virtual Academy website, or you can email us directly at 191vaelementary@isd191.org. I also put the enrollment address in the chat box. If you have questions,
I'll just drop it down here again.
Great, thank you. So if you have questions specifically about enrollment or the paperwork or anything involved in enrollment, they would be happy to answer those questions for you.
Can I jump on and answer these questions about kindergarten that were just in the chat box? So I'm the kindergarten and first grade teacher, and this year our numbers in our classes really vary based on how many kids we have enrolled. But this year we have 8 kindergartners and 8 first graders. So sometimes in the day, all 16 of them are with me. Sometimes I just have the 8 kindergartners. Sometimes I just have the 8 first graders. How many students stay enrolled throughout the entire year and year after year? Really, we have very high retention rates. A lot of our kids, if they're with us, they want to stay because they know us and they enjoy it and the parents like it. And so our kids really stay. We don't lose kids throughout the school year very often. And if they're with us, they usually stay. And then 9 to 3:30, they are not on their looking at their computer all day. We have screen breaks. So a typical day for kindergartners this year is from 9 to 10. .45 they have phonics, and then they have a break until 12:40. Then we have math for an hour, and then they have specialist for a half hour, and then for a half hour during that time they have a reading group with me. They have independent work they have to do each day. Like we want them to practice 15 minutes a day on a math program and read for 15 minutes a day. And so they aren't on their computer from 9 to 3:30, but that's just the time of their day where they could have meetings. And once they're done with their independent work, if they don't have any more online meetings, then they're done for the day. And what percentage of students require extra support, like multilingual or special ed? And it's hard to say what percentage, but it's not the whole class. It's not, I mean, there are kids who receive special ed services, and there are kids who receive English classes, multilingual support, but it doesn't impact the other learners in the class at all. They have, we have a multilingual teacher, we have a special education teacher, and they have a meeting they go to with them. It doesn't impact anyone else. So
that's part of their what they need time.
Can I just jump in real quick?
Yeah.
I have 22 kids in my 4th and 5th grade class, and I do have students who are really successful in my classroom that can't be successful in a building setting because they have different needs, or they're just a different type of learner. They need to hang off the couch upside down during reading. Okay. So I would say that really the online setting is ideal for a lot of families that have, split families that are going back and forth. Maybe they're going in. I had a student last week that was in the hospital. They were able to take their learning with them, and, we were still able to connect with them throughout the week as they were able. We love our multilingual learners. My class, we speak so many languages, and there's such a great culture, and we're able to share that with each other. It is an awesome opportunity for these kids to connect with people of different cultures and just really build that community.
And that goes along with their daily schedule. Their daily schedule is posted every single day. And they, again, eventually they start to learn that schedule on their own. And then we sometimes say, hey, your What I Need group has changed a little bit because you're growing your brain so much. So we maybe move things around, and they're like, yeah, no problem, I got it. So they know when they have their breaks, they know when they need to do their reading, and then they know when their live sessions are. So really, we're live for our literacy, our morning meeting times, some writing time, our math time, and then your small groups. That's really the times we're live. The other times are you're able to independently kind of figure out what works best for you. I have some students that love to read online, so they use the online reading programs that we have, and I have some that love to pick up their book and read their book at home. And so that counts just as much as being online with their reading. So any way you want to read, that works for them. So that screen time on and off. We have a ton of fun with our brain breaks. We're dancing, we're drumming, we're, acting like robots. We're doing all kinds of fun things throughout our day to get our wiggles out, to move. I have slides that say you must move. If you don't want to do the funny dance I'm doing, then you can do jumping jacks. You can go get a drink of water. So there's lots of opportunities throughout our day to make connections within their home. We have a lot of pets that join us on occasion, stuffed animals, all kinds of fun things too.
And we pay attention to if the kids are starting to zone out, if they're just not, if they can't listen anymore, I'll say, okay, everybody get up and run around your house, or everybody will go run and get a drink, or everybody will put on a brain break. So we pay attention. We know that they can't just sit all day on their computers because they're kids, they're little kids. So we take that into account.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any more questions? Feel free to raise your hand or to put them in the chat.
Or just unmute.
Well, again, if you do have questions, please visit our website to learn more, or email us directly at 191 VA Elementary. We're happy to answer any questions that you might have. Jesus, go ahead. Can you unmute?
Yep, just wondering when is your open enrollment? When does it start?
February 5th is our first day. So it opens at that time. And if you are within our district, you'll need to complete a variance request because this is a different school than the home school that you're assigned, the in-person school. And you can see that at our enrollment site. And if you're from outside of our district, you'll complete our registration for open enrollment to join our virtual academy. So again, that opens up February 5th.
Thank you.
Well, I want to thank everybody for coming tonight to learn about our 191 Virtual Academy K-5. Oh, it looks like Erin has another question. Great. Erin, go ahead and
Sorry.
Yeah,
Actually, yeah, so because we have a stay-at-home parent right now, so like they've never been in preschool or out of the house. Like we just have a lot of concerns with everything kind of involved with like schools and, you know, like the physical building and stuff like that. And so like, as far as we know, she doesn't have like those like, you know, like special needs or might not do well. It's just more of like a safety concern and like keeping her home type of a thing. So I guess we're just trying to figure out like, is this kind of a good fit for students like that? Or is it more so geared for like, they don't do well, you know, in a traditional school environment, or they maybe need extra support? So I think that was kind of like the questions of like, oh, maybe this is more of like a specialized program and not the best fit. So that was just kind of the general gist of what we were trying to get at. So
do you mind if I jump in on that? No, we have students with all different reasons for why online works for them. We have students that have some health conditions. And so this has just been a great opportunity. We have some students that just loved it. They started learning online in kindergarten with, you know, everything that was happening in our world, and it just fit for them because they have a family member at home. We have many students that are, like I said, all the way in the advanced learning, all the way to, you know, everything that we could encompass. So this school is truly just a school. And our school is different because we do guide your child a little more than maybe some of our other online schools do, because we have these live sessions all day long. So it's like your child is in a school setting and having the same opportunities they would have in any environment that involves teachers and learning and other peers. So it really is a good fit if you think for your child to give it a try and say, hey, they're comfortable in this environment, they're comfortable at home. This gives them that window to learn and continue to grow in a lot of ways also. Do you guys have, you know, like I have a couple of friends that pop into mind right away that are very successful, and it sounds like they're from a similar situation.
And also our field trips, our in-person field trips are always optional too. So if a family's not comfortable with that, or the kids aren't comfortable with it, that's always optional. There's always a virtual choice instead. And parents are always welcome also. So if they would be more comfortable with their parent with them, that's an option too.
awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
And if you send an email to us, we would love to have you join a class sometime and see what it looks like in real life, in real time. So you can email us and we can set up kind of a tour for you to join our virtual academy for some time during a day.
Jesus just put a question in the chat box too. So Jesus is wondering, he has a kindergartner right now, but they're moving to Burnsville. Can he transfer now or do they have to wait? Jesus, if you are in the state of Minnesota, you can open enroll in the virtual academy and transfer your child. If you're not, you need to wait until you have a permanent address in Minnesota, and then you can do so.
I have a new student starting next Monday, and I had 3 new students start last week. So
Yep, I just got 2 new ones too. So
Yep. We'd love to have them.
Perfect. Good. Thank you all. Please reach out with questions. Again, call or email. We are happy to answer any questions that you might have. Thanks again for coming, everyone.
yay.
That was the most we've ever had.
Angie,
I know.
Angie, do you want to finish
excited.
recording? Okay.
Oh, sorry.